Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Wednesday. Happy Cousin Funday. My face looks like a tomato right now because of the computer screen brightness. Look at this. We can go real low or we can go real high. My face is a little burnt from the last 2 days at the pool, but that's okay. I was actually getting ready to go outside and vlog. And just as I was putting the battery in my camera in the kitchen, I heard them moving stuff outside. So they haven't really been around, well, while I've been home. The painters haven't been around our house much today. I think yesterday they did Laura and I's condo. And then earlier today, I think they did the other two condos. And then I think they're coming back to like touch up stuff or do the second coat right now. Or maybe they did hers and then they're moving to mine. I don't really know, but they started moving stuff off the patio again. So, they've been fantastic. They've been so quick and they are super, super nice. But, I was going to go out there and, cause I filmed, when I got home from Cousin Funday, I did a little haul out in the front porch. And, so if you want to see the new color of the condo, it's not completely done yet. Because they're going to do, I think they're going to do 3 coats, and then they're going to do the trim. So you can't really tell because the trim's not up yet, and it's just like 1 coat right now. So I think they're doing the second coat. It does look like it's going to rain all day today, and I think it's supposed to rain tonight. So I have a feeling they'll probably be ending here soon. I don't know anything about painting, so I don't know what happens if they paint and then it rains after that. I can't imagine that's a good thing, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's do a time and temperature check really quick. It is currently Wednesday afternoon and it is 4:08 p.m. And let's look and see what the temperature is, shall we? It was actually pretty warm today. Caroline told me today when we were driving around, she was like, I said something about it was so warm in her car. And she said, well, we keep our house warm. And I said, how warm do you keep your house? And I honestly thought like she'd say like 72 or something. And she said 78. I said, you keep your house to 78? She was like, yeah, we like it warm. And I said, 78, Caroline? There's no way I could live in that. Like we are on the frigid side in our house. Like every night before I go to bed, I always put the air conditioning, like Alex, when he goes to bed, he likes the air conditioning low. So it's because upstairs, it doesn't get very cool. So he'll turn it down, and then when I go to bed, I turn it even lower because, you know, I sleep through the better part of the morning, so by then it's kind of warm. Okay, today it is 83 degrees. I know you can't really see it. It's 83 degrees, and it's partly cloudy. I do think it's supposed to rain today, though. Let's see the hour, because earlier there was like a thunderstorm. Severe storm risk. There is a marginal risk of severe weather today. Hourly, 10 p.m. Looks like it's going to rain. Right now it says from 10 until 7 a.m. steady rain, and then 8 a.m. starting thunderstorms till noon, then rain, then thunderstorms, and then tomorrow it's supposed to rain all day and then stop at like 7 p.m. tomorrow night. So yeah, all day tomorrow, and 75 and high for tomorrow and high. Friday just cloudy and 79. Saturday rain again. Sunday partly sunny. Clouds mixed, 79. Monday, rain, 76. Sunny and cloudy. So Wednesday and Thursday next week look like they could be, what do you call it? Pool days, possibly. Maybe next weekend. It might change. It looks like thunderstorms right now. Rain showers in the morning with scattered thunderstorms right in the afternoon. That's Friday. Mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms on Saturday. We'll just kind of play it by ear, see? Anyway, went on Cousin Funday today. I always get so excited about going to Cousin Funday, going out with Tanya, whatever. I get so excited that I'm almost kind of like a kid before Christmas. I've said that before. And so I always have a hard time sleeping like the night before Wednesdays. I know it's cheesy. I just don't leave the house very often, you know? And so I had a list of things I wanted to do today. I knew Caroline had a list of things she wanted to do. So I was like so excited last night. I took a nap last night early. Took a fantastic nap. Interestingly enough, I feel like I maybe talked about this already. I don't know. But somebody asked a couple of days ago, they said something. I probably am repeating myself, so I don't know. But anyway, somebody said something about, you haven't really talked about the anxiety as much lately. And that's kind of for 2 reasons. Number one is because it ebbs and flows. Can be 3 or 4 days in a row where and they said something like, I hope it's getting better. It feels like it's getting better. It does. Some days. I feel like I was sitting right. No, I didn't talk about it yesterday, did I? I don't think so. But anyway, there are days that it feels like it's getting a lot better, and I don't even notice it at all, and there's nothing. And then there are other days, like last night and today, that it's not great at all. So it kind of ebbs and flows. Also, you know, my therapist, when we talked about it, he said, I don't know that I would, like, keep track of when, you know, you're feeling, like, super anxious and whatever. He goes, to kind of look and see, like, you know, even if you notice, like, well, it's before I go to sleep or it's after I wake up or whatever. He goes, that's one thing. He said, but to almost kind of keep a daily track of it is almost kind of looking for it. And I think he's kind of right. Like, there was a period, I think, even here, because it was new to me, so I didn't know much about it, but I was focused so much on it. But in all honesty, it really hadn't been happening much, and probably until like the last 2 days. And I noticed it was happening when I would wake up from my naps. It seems to, the anxiety where I feel like I'm shaking from the inside out. So for those of you that are somewhat new over here, I know some people have let me know that they're new over here. They just started watching my vlogs, so thank you. I appreciate that. But around the time that our last dog, Boo Radley, passed away, I started having anxiety, and it was mostly like when I would wake up and I felt like I was like shaking from the inside out, and I would like hold my hand up and I wasn't shaking at all, but inside I felt like I was shaking like this. And at first it was really, really bad, and it's gotten better over time. My doctors and therapists thought it was situational. They don't, I mean, at this point, I really haven't had deep conversations about, is it situational, is it generalized anxiety disorder? We haven't really had those kind of conversations at this point. So anyway, but it had been pretty good lately, and if it happened, it would last for 10 or 15 minutes, but it wasn't very long, like when I would wake up. But the last, I think, 2 naps I took, I woke up from my naps, and even though they were like, last night I had like a great nap, but when I woke up from my nap, I laid there for a second, and I literally just felt like the bed was shaking. And again today, when I got up, I felt like the bed was shaking. I felt like, I mean, literally, I feel like I'm shaking like that. Like, I'm shaking so much that even laying there, like with my eyes open, it's weird. It's like, if you suffer from it, you know what I'm talking about. But it's like, if somebody said the bed is not shaking, I would be like, you're lying to me. Like, like, unless I look at the bed, like, it literally feels like the bed is shaking. It's the most bizarre thing in the entire world. But, like I said, it comes and goes. So anyway, last night, when I went to sleep, and I stayed up late, but I didn't stay up as late as I usually do, and I got a really great nap last night, and so I did get some sleep. But when I woke up like every hour on the hour, first of all. That's been happening lately. I don't know if that's like getting older thing where you have to go to the bathroom a lot throughout the night. That never really happened to me much before, like maybe once throughout the night or something like that, but now it feels like every hour. Also, like when Alex is getting ready and stuff for work, I have a hard time staying asleep, and then he kisses me goodbye, and then I wake up again and whatever. But anyway, but I just was like, I lay there in bed, and it's not like I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go to Costco. I can't wait to go. It's just, I don't know. I'm just excited to get out of the house. It's something different for me, you know? You know, I don't talk much about this because I feel like right now I'm in like a really peaceful place, and I'm very happy, and I focus so much on gratitude. But the reality is my life has fundamentally changed from what it looked like several years ago because of the accident. And, you know, I think there was a period of time where I talked about my life being very small and that I didn't have a lot of people in it. Today, I've learned to fall in love with that. You know, I love our house. Our house is small. I love our house. I love my neighbors. I love sitting on the front porch. I love getting to see Tanya and Caroline, going to brunch with Alex, hanging out, watching shows with him. I like the smallness of it, but sometimes it feels really small. I don't really know how to explain it unless you're somebody that never leaves your house. And I also don't, like, I'll take Ubers if I have to. It's the one thing that I think people don't really understand. I feel like people all the time say to me, well, why don't you just get in an Uber? And I don't know that people really understand the process that, like, for me to just get into an Uber, and it's not like, I mean, I could just, like, you know, call up an Uber or a Lyft and be gone in, it usually takes about 20 minutes. But, like, if I'm going to do something, like meet up with somebody, like, let's say if my friend said, let's meet up for lunch tomorrow, right? And I'd say, okay, what time? And then they said 12. Well, to get there would be like a half an hour, which means I would have to get the Uber by like 11:15, which means that I would have to, you know, start getting up and getting ready between 9:30 and 10, which also means that no videos get made during that time, because if I go to lunch and then I go to lunch from like, let's say 12 to 2, and then they either bring me home or I get an Uber, then I've been getting ready for this lunch where other people just like throw in some clothes and jump in the car. For me, it's like now this has been like a 6-hour thing. And honestly, and I know this is gonna sound probably because I think unless you live it, you don't really get it. But for me, sometimes I kind of feel like, what's the point, in all honesty? Like, I'm just like, I'd love to see you, but no, it's not worth 6 hours of my day, and then I don't film any videos, and then I'm tired and exhausted when I get home, and all that kind of stuff. So sometimes, you know, like, unless I used to be pretty spontaneous with doing stuff with people, but now I feel like I have to plan things like a day or two in advance. So, and if I don't, and people just kind of call me up, unless I'm doing absolutely nothing, like on a weekend with Alex, like I'm more spontaneous. But if somebody called me up like today, like if I wasn't doing something with Caroline today, and let's say I got up to like a text message from somebody being like, hey, do you want to like, you know, I probably would say, I'd probably defer and say no, and just be like, I'd love to, but you know, it's just the whole getting all of that. And it's not like it's difficult to throw in some clothes and call an Uber, but I get in my head a lot about it. I don't really know how to explain it. And I also think that it's interesting because whenever I say this, people say you're isolating. It doesn't feel like I'm isolating at all. I like being around people. I like seeing my neighbors, but like to go outside and walk across the street or go down the pool or take a walk or, you know, go next door and see Laura and things like that. Or like, I like interacting with people like that. But if it takes a lot to like have to go do something, I'd rather just kind of stay around the house. Like it feels safe to me. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. So the times that I do plan to go do something, like on a Tuesday to go see Tanya, or like Wednesdays with Caroline or some other friends, or if we go out to dinner with another couple or something like that, I get real excited about it because I don't do those things very often anymore. You know, I mean, back in the day, I literally left the house and was running all over the place every day. And now there are 4 and 5 days in a row where I don't. So I get real excited about it. So I was real excited last night. Put some chapstick on. I think this is the one that makes my lips look, I don't know, can you see? I don't have my reading glasses on, so I can't really see. But anyway, I love the smell of this one. It smells like those candies that you like, those candy necklaces. It's called Magic Mermaid. Is that what it's called? From Treat Beauty. Melissa got me onto this Treat Beauty stuff. Anyway, so I was real excited, and I got sleep, but I kept on waking up, and then when my alarm went off, you know, usually I'm good for snoozing it for a while. And today I just was like, get up. I was ready to go. I was ready to leave the house. I was ready to be with Caroline. So then what happens is, I think part of it, like today Caroline and I were talking about it, I think I feel so like safe and relaxed with Caroline that about halfway through the day, which our day is literally like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Halfway through the day, I start getting really tired. And I'm just kind of like at that point, it's interesting because like Caroline, Alex has said it to me, Tanya's definitely said it to me. Everybody in my life has said, unless I go over to somebody's house, like if I'm hanging out at somebody's house, it's kind of different. But like going and doing stuff, I have about 1.5 hours, and then I start getting kind of a little antsy. Like I want to get home. And everybody has said that to me. They're like, it's about 1.5 hours, 2 hours, and then you're kind of ready to go home. I don't really know what that's about. I really don't. But at about 1.5 hours, I'm kind of like ready to go home. So about halfway through the day today, I was having a great day. I was very relaxed. We were just laughing and talking in the car. It was a good day, running around and stuff like that. But it was when we got to Trader Joe's, and I was like, I am so tired, Caroline. She goes, I'm really tired too. And she had to go show a house to a buyer, and then she had something else that she was doing. And then I said, what are you gonna do when you go home? She goes, go to sleep, I'm really tired. Her dog was sick yesterday, Mabel. Mabel got sick yesterday. She's fine today, but she was like, she threw up twice last night. I was real worried about her last night, so Caroline didn't get a lot of sleep. And then she said she was just gonna go home tonight, and she was gonna go to bed. I said at 8 o'clock, she goes, Peter, I go to bed about 9 or 10. She goes, I know you stay up till like 4 or 5. I go, 6 sometimes, Caroline. But anyway, I mean, we had fun. I just got real tired halfway through. And then when we got to the driveway, we were just, I don't even know what we were talking about. Okay, so Caroline's wedding anniversary is this month, her 30-year wedding anniversary. And And so we were talking about that because for their wedding anniversary, they're going on an Alaskan cruise, but they're going in August. And so it's Caroline and her husband, Mike, and then her son, David, and his girlfriend. The 4 of them are going. She's real excited about it. I'm excited for her. I have heard people love Alaskan cruises and stuff like that. I really have no interest whatsoever. I don't really... Alex and I have talked a lot because so many of our friends have tried to talk us into going on cruises. They're like, you would love it. We're like, I don't think we would. We're not really cruise kind of people, I don't think. But I have so many friends of mine that really, really love cruises. So Caroline's excited. Caroline loves cruises. Caroline's excited about it. So anyway, but her anniversary is this month, which is, so I have a lot of memories about it because, and I said to her, I go, oh my God. And I completely forgot about this the other day. I think I said something about it like 2 days before, but then I completely forgot about it. What is today, the 4th? My mom's sobriety birthday was the 2nd. So had my mom, if she was still alive and had she stayed sober on the 2nd, she would have had 30 years sober, which is, I was saying that to Caroline today and she was like, that's surreal. And so we were talking about it and I said, when was the last time you had a drink? And she laughed and she goes, I think I had a glass or 2 of wine last night. And I go, isn't it strange that I haven't had anything to drink in over 30 years? She goes, it's weird. I go, and she laughs. She goes, I'm so proud of you. She goes, but yeah, she goes, it's a weird concept when you drink to think about that, you know? And I said, so right before Caroline's wedding, like a couple weeks before, that was when my Uncle Dave, her dad, had his first heart attack. And so at this point, it's so weird how I remember where we are. So we were driving by Som Park. Som Park is this like, my neighbor across the street golfs there. It's this like golf, it's not fancy at all. It's like golf, what do you call it? Golf course. And then they have that Frisbee thing there in the woods that you can do. A lot of people are always doing that. But they also have a pool. And so when Caroline and I were growing up, it's like the city pool. If we went to a city pool, it was Som Park that we went to. Well, the last couple years, it has been completely empty. Like it was, I even did a video on one of my channels doing like Som Park, and I showed it abandoned. And Caroline and I drove over there and I filmed all, do you remember that? Okay, anyway. So a couple weeks ago, Caroline said that she thought one of her friends, like sons or daughters, was applying for a job as a lifeguard there. And I said, Som Park, Caroline, they're not opening it this year. And she goes, no, yeah, I think they are. And so we drove by that day and it was like nothing had been done. I mean, the pool had weeds in it. I mean, it was bad. So today we were going to Costco from the post office and I said, it's on the way. We go the back way, which has the FBI offices, and they're all like highly gated and stuff. And I always get real excited going by it. I was like, Caroline, let's drive by that. She goes, you want to go the main way or the FBI way? I'm like, the FBI way. I don't know, I'm so intrigued by the FBI offices. So anyway, they're like kind of hidden back and stuff like that. I imagine there's like, you know, planes that are taking off to, you know, like foreign countries and spies are being dropped out there. Anyway, so when we were passing Som Park, I go, turn into Som Park, let's see if the pool's open. I said, I don't think it's open this year. She goes, yeah, I don't think so either. We pulled up, it's open. I couldn't believe it. I said, Caroline, we have to go to Som Park one day this summer. She was like, yeah, that would be so much fun. There really weren't that many people there. There were probably like 20 people. I mean, it's a city pool. It's a big pool. I mean, they have water slides and diving platforms and all kinds of stuff. Kiddie pools, a big pool, you know, where you bounce because it's so cold. So there were lifeguards sitting around and everything like that. My nose is itching me so bad. I have trimmed my beard this week 2 or 3 times. I'm trying to keep it real short this summer. If I go to the pool, I try to like trim my beard and then keep it short. So I think I trimmed my beard and shaved it Sunday night going into Monday for Monday going to the pool. And then yesterday I did it again. And whenever I do, it's so funny because I was telling Nikki this. Last week when I trimmed it, there was like one hair over here. I could feel it on my lip and I could not get it to save my life. I stood in the bathroom forever with this like, we have a small pair of scissors and I was like, where is it at? I was like trying to pull at it. So the other night when I trimmed my beard, I called Nikki and I said, remember how the other night I couldn't get that hair? And she's like, yeah, I finally got it after like a half an hour. I said, now it's the other side. It was over here. It was driving me crazy. But anyway, I also trim with scissors around my nose area, but sometimes there's like 1 or 2 like beard hairs that like I don't get. Because now, okay, this is called getting older. I have to wear my reading glasses to trim my beard and stuff because I can't see that, you know what I mean? So anyway, I always miss one. And then my nose is like, it's always done that anyway when I trim my beard, but now it seems like it's worse when I trim my beard. It's like, because it's short and then there's like, it kind of, I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, so here's my leftover coffee from yesterday. This is from me vlogging yesterday, my leftover coffee. So we're going to go to the Sun Park. I'm going to film that whole thing if we do that. Going to the pool at Sun Park. I think that would be fun. But anyway, so we were talking, and I said to Caroline when we were driving through there, because I now remembering that's where we were when we were talking about her wedding, her anniversary. And I said something about, somebody said something to me on one of my, it wasn't on this video, it was another video about touching my nose and smacking my lips. I never hear, and I've said this before because people have commented on it before, I never really hear myself smacking my lips. I don't, to be honest with you, it's not like something I can change. You know, it's like, it's an interesting observation because it's unless I'm super conscious of, I'm at the point where, like, you know, changing my voice, changing all that kind of stuff, like, there's not a whole lot I can do about it. But today, in this vlog, I have heard myself, like, do that or something twice. Am I getting that old that I'm just doing stuff and I don't even realize it anymore? But anyway, so anyway, we were pulling through there. We were talking about, like, you know, her getting married. And I said, that was when my Uncle Dave had his first heart attack. It was like a couple weeks before that. And I said, do you remember the date of when your dad had his first heart attack? She's like, you know, I don't remember that. And I said, but it wasn't in June. It had to have been in May. And she's like, how do you know that? And I said, because my mom got sober June 2nd. And I said, your dad had his heart attack. It was bad. My uncle's all heart attacks are bad, obviously, but his was like, I can't remember, you know, what the word is, quadruple, whatever, but he had to have, like, major surgery and stuff. To the point where, like, they were worried that he wouldn't be able to walk Caroline down the aisle. Because I said that to her, and she was like, he didn't even remember. I said, what do you mean? She goes, years later, we would talk about it, and he didn't remember. Because I said to her, I remember talking to my dad about it. Because my dad and my Uncle Dave were really close. And, like, when he was, like, in his 70s. And my dad said, oh, because we looked it up, because she said he was born in 36. So she was like, that was 95. I said, how old was he? And so we looked it up, and he was 59 when he had his first heart attack. And I said, I can remember my dad telling me that long-term heart patients actually do really well. Like, if they're getting regular checks and stuff, even if they have stuff happen, like, let's say every 3 to 5 years. But if they're getting, you know, stents put in and getting checked, that long-term heart patients do really, really well. She was telling me something about, I didn't know this, but, like, if it gets some, like, people that are younger that have heart attacks sometimes pass right, even healthy people pass right away, but, like, people that have heart issues over a long, I don't know anything about this to speak to this. I'm just gonna tell you, this is all Caroline was telling me. And my dad had said it to me too, because I was real worried about my uncle at one point. And I remember my dad said, your Uncle Dave's gonna be just fine. And he was like, long-term heart patients do really, really well because they get regular checkups and stuff like that. And Caroline was saying the same thing today. Alex has this shirt in this bag over here. And I'm like, what is that shirt? Is that my shirt? Did I place that over there when I was, do you ever do that? Like, you bring laundry up from the basement and then you're walking around and you close the computer, then you walk over there to look at something, you put the shirt down to look in the cabinet, and it's like, I'm like, is that a missing shirt that now I want to get it, but it's too far out of my reach. So anyway, I said, do you remember what the date was of your dad's first heart attack? She's like, you know, I don't. She's like, I can't believe I don't remember that. And I said, well, it must have been in May. And she said, why? And I said, or June 1st. And I said, because my mom's sobriety birthday was June 2nd. Now, if you haven't heard the story before, me getting sober was not, and me also saying to my mom, this is where, like, when people ask me about setting boundaries and limits with your parents, and they're like, you can't do that, it's so hard and whatever. When I got out of treatment, my counselor said to me, you need to set boundaries and limits with all the people that you use in your life. And so I had to make a list of people. Some of my friends, she even made me call. I mean, in retrospect, it just feels so weird to me. I can't even imagine being on the receiving end of that call. I think it was important for me to do. Because even if it didn't mean anything to those people, I think, to me, it was action put behind knowing who. It wasn't necessarily that those people were unsafe to me. It was that, because I don't believe that. I believe, as a person in recovery, like, I don't have the power to get somebody sober, and I don't have the power to get somebody drunk. And nobody has the power to do that either. Years ago, people were saying that I said something about, you know, like when you fundamentally believe something and then somebody says you said something. Years ago, somebody said something that I, like, online, that I had said that I was blaming somebody, like, if I relapse. I never said that. That's an absolute 100% lie, that would ever come out of somebody's mouth. My husband and I I mean, it's literally in our wedding vows. We talked about it before we ever, we got together. All of my family knows that. We've had the conversation that if I ever go back out to use again, it's nobody's responsibility but mine. That's a choice I make on my own. Does it affect them? 100%. But if I relapse, if I go back to using again, that is my choice and my choice alone. Nobody else is responsible for that. No event is responsible for that. Nothing that happens to me in my life. I've gone through a lot of shit. I've gone through a fatal car accident. I've gone through losing my mother. I've gone through losing, Caroline losing her father and her mother. I've gone through all kinds of things in my life. And who knows? And I can remember when I first got sober thinking, I won't be able, if I ever get married, how am I going to do that sober? If I ever lose a parent, there's no way I'll stay sober. So I would never, ever blame anything about I may go back to relapse or something like that. Do I think that those kind of situations can create an environment where maybe it would be easier to relapse? 100%. Maybe that's what I said and somebody took that out of context. But I firmly, firmly believe, and I'm saying this to take guilt away from family members and friends. If you have an addict or an alcoholic that is in your life, and you only have so much control over that. If an addict wants to use, an addict's going to use, period, in a story. I mean, you can, we have a saying in recovery, I don't have the power to keep somebody sober and I don't have the power to get somebody drunk. I mean, in recovery, it's kind of from a different point of view. When you're part of somebody's support system or you sponsor somebody, I think that there's a feeling that you have this responsibility to keep that person sober. When you're at 30 years sober, or even at 20 years sober or 10, and you've known enough people, you've gone to enough funerals, you've known enough people that have gone back out, ruined their lives and things like that, what you realize is there's not really a whole lot that you probably could have said at some point. Have people said things to me that got me back on track? 100%. Have I said things to people that have probably helped them out? Sure. But ultimately, it's that person's decision, of what they're going to do between them and their higher power if they have one. I think it's really that simple. But anyway, I can remember my counselor having me call people and be like, I can't hang out with you anymore. And I think why that action was important, I think I did ask somebody later. I was like, what did you think when I called? And they were like, I don't even really remember you doing that, but I can't imagine I thought much about it or something like that. But I think for me, it was realizing who was safe for me. I think not just in recovery, but I think in mental health situations, family toxicity, relationship toxicity, trauma, any horrible trauma that you've gone through. We don't talk enough in our society about creating safe spaces. And safe spaces are safe people too. People that you can talk to, When I started talking about the OCD stuff and the social anxiety, it was really important for me that I had safe people that weren't going to judge me or make fun of me for that. To make fun of somebody, to question their mental health, to question their sobriety or anything like that. I'm not talking about if you think somebody's using, say, I love you, I'm concerned, some of your behaviors you're exhibiting are consistent with, I think that's fair. I'm talking about saying you don't have that mental health issue, or you're not sober. I don't understand that, but whatever. But I think it's really important if you're sober, if you've struggled with addiction, if you have mental health issues, if you've gone through trauma, you'll know what I'm talking about, Tanya was one of the people that taught me that, honestly. I can remember early on in our friendship when Tanya, we would be at a meeting and a young lady would share something with her about some trauma she had experienced. And I can remember Tanya would go up to them afterwards and say, I'm really sorry that happened to you. You did not deserve that. And some of these young women would look at Tanya and say, you're the first person that's ever said that to me in my entire life. I think the idea of creating safe spaces for people in our life is really, really important, okay? A place where there's no judgment, a place where there's compassion. And that doesn't mean, like I say, a friend is somebody that tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But maybe not in the middle of when you're expressing what it has felt like to go through a traumatic experience or what it feels like to just get out of an abusive situation. That would not be the time to look and go, well, I've been telling you for 2 years, and that's not the time for that. And so I think this idea of creating safe spaces, and safe spaces include safe people, is really important. So whatever your issues are that you're going through, they don't even have to be diagnosable issues, anything that you're going through, right? I think having to call those people, what it did in my mind was it made me realize these are safe people, these are not safe people. And for me, it wasn't like these are safe people, they're bad. what it meant was, if you hang around a barbershop long enough, you're going to get your hair cut. If I was going to hang around those people enough, I loved using with those people. That was a huge part of our relationship. It wasn't going to be their fault if I used, but if I hung out with them, I was more likely going to want to use than if I didn't hang out with them. Which is why I was very lonely in early recovery, because my list of people that were unsafe for me was like this, and my list of people that were safe for me was like this, you know? I just didn't have a lot of people, you know? And so, but that was important for me. But I do, so my mom, the camera stopped. Am I really at 30 minutes already? Oh my God. So my mom was one of those people. I can remember having a conversation with my counselor. I was like, my mom is not going to like this. And she's like, well, your mom is somebody that triggers you to drink. And she was. I can remember talking to my mom on the phone, and she'd be drunk and she'd piss me off. And I'd just be like, ugh. And I would use that as an excuse to drink. So I had to call my mom. And I can remember my mom saying, you honestly don't mean me, right? And I was like, yeah, Mom, like, you're one of those people. And I said, as long as you're drinking, I can't see you. And I did not see my mom a whole lot. Between December 17th of 1994 and June 2nd of 1995 when she got sober. I saw her a few times, but I didn't see her a lot. We talked on the phone, things like that. If I called her and she was intoxicated, I hung up the phone. I said, I gotta go. But we were not super close that 6 months. And it hurt her. It hurt her a lot. I think in my sobriety, when I look back on that period of my life, I don't regret it. It was probably one of the most important things I've ever done for my sobriety, and also one of the most important things I've ever done for myself. Because what it taught me was, my life, my boundaries, my choices are more important than putting somebody else first. And for a very long time in my life, I put other people first. I put men first, just so I could say I had a boyfriend. I put my mother's needs first. I put other people's needs first. And then would mute myself with drugs and alcohol. And it was the first time that I said my sobriety is more important no matter what. I mean, it wasn't like I didn't give her an option. She could have got sober December 18th. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, that was on her. It wasn't on me. And I think I had to get to that point and realize that. And I was so scared when I got out of treatment. I remember saying to my counselor, she said, are you ready to go? It was that last week. And I said, I'm terrified. I'm scared to go. And she said, but you have the skills and the tools. And I said, yeah. And she goes, you're exactly where you need to be. Because this will be the most important thing that you ever do in your life, and if you do it, you know, like, it'll be the most important thing you ever do. And it's been the most important thing that I ever did. Well, I would love to tell you that my mom got sober because of me, but she didn't at all. And I don't think it really even matters. I think when she did get sober at first, it kind of hurt a little bit that I was like, so I'm going through all this. And, you know, and my mom was somebody that had gone to meetings many times before. She would tell me later that she would drive around meetings and she wouldn't go inside. Sometimes later I found all these starter tokens that she had gotten. Like when she passed away. So starter tokens are like tokens that you get when you like have drank and you come back in. They call them newcomer tokens. Sometimes they call them all different kinds of things. But anyway, my mom had quite a few of them. So I can remember my mom, like, I think she started going to meetings like when I was in late junior high, early high school. She had a friend of hers. So this is the story. My mom had a friend of hers who was in Al-Anon, which is a sister program to 12-step programs. It's for friends and family members of alcoholics and addicts. And it must have been around, well, it would have been before, I don't know. Anyway, I don't really know the timing now. But she was going with her to meetings because this woman's ex-husband was an alcoholic. And I don't know how. This woman was not like a super close friend of my mom's, but I don't know how I remember. Her name is real different. I remember, for some reason, I just thought to myself, where is she today, I wonder. But anyway, my mom used to share this story a lot, that she was in the meeting, and as it was going from person to person, they were talking about the alcoholic in their life. My mom was like, they're talking about me. Like, she's like, I am in the wrong room. Like, they are talking about me. And that was the transition that it took. But she didn't get sober right away. She drove around to a lot of meetings. She was scared to go in. She was scared to walk. It's hard to walk into a meeting. It's even hard for me today at 30 years to go into a meeting where I don't know anybody. And so, but when she got sober, June 2nd, and we, you know, I can't really remember how she told me. I don't really remember all that, honestly. I'm like thinking through my mom's journals. You know what's really interesting is, I don't know where her journals are from that time. That's like the one, I mean, she must have them. My mom journaled her entire life. But those journals, I don't know that I've ever come across. They've got to be. Maybe I just haven't looked through the journals close enough. Her journals are so strange. Like my mom's journals, like one journal will start like in 1995, and then you'll go 10 pages in, and all of a sudden it jumps to 2006, and then it jumps to, they jump all over the place. And then another journal will pick up, I mean, I don't know if she misplaced them, or I don't know, but another journal will start in like 1996, and then go to 1997, and then jump to like 2003. It's hard to read her journals because they don't really make a lot of sense. And they're also, my mom's journals are interesting because they're either like deep philosophical conversations like this, or they're like, I can't forget tomorrow that I need to buy eggs and ice cream at the grocery store. I have a $1 off coupon for ice cream. It's like, that will be her journals. But then it'll go into some memory that she had from her childhood. They're so interesting to read. I remember when I found them, my mom had passed away. My friend that was really close with my mom too, came to, she was about my mom's age. She came to the house with me. Maybe it was before, no, it would have been after my mom passed away, because I wouldn't look at my mom's journals until she had passed away. But I remember I found a stack of journals in her closet, and I just pulled them all out, and I said, this is really, really overwhelming. And I'll never forget, it was in the upstairs closet, and she was sitting on the floor, and we were going through my mom's stuff. And I think it was when I was getting stuff for the funeral home, and I like looked underneath some of my mom's hanging clothes, and there was like a stack of journals. I mean, there's literally like 30 journals. Maybe more than that, maybe 50. Maybe more than, I don't even know. There's tons of journals. But I found a stack of journals under there, and I just was like, and I remember pulling them out, and I said, this is really overwhelming. I don't even know what to do with this. And I'll never forget, she was sitting on the floor. The woman was like, the front end was like 60 at the time. And she kind of like crawled over to me, and she put her hand on top of the journals, and she said, this is a gift. She said, to know all your mom's thoughts. She goes, this is a gift. And I haven't made it through even probably a fourth of the journals yet. It still feels overwhelming to me sometimes to read it. I probably only shared. My mom had a really hard life. My mom had a really, really hard life. My aunt had a really hard life, and it's a lot of it documented. It's really, really hard to read some of it. Like I said, because some of it's a grocery list, and other things are like things that happened to my mom when she was 6. And it's difficult to read, it's hard. And I think that my mom didn't really remember a lot of it until she got sober, or she would remember bits and pieces of it, and then she would get frustrated why she didn't remember some of it. And I found letters that she had written to family members, asking them questions like her aunt and uncle and stuff like that have since passed away, that she didn't understand why this happened or whatever. And I don't know, it's just, obviously I've shared about my grandma and them being fostered out, but there was a lot of abuse that occurred as well. Anyway, but I remember when my mom got sober, us talking shortly after that. I remember going to my cousin's wedding with my mom. I actually remember I had like a date that night or something. No, was that a different wedding? I don't know. But anyway, I don't know, 30 years ago. I remember we went, my mom, I can remember because we sat, it was so funny because today, Caroline, I'm Caroline's only cousin on her mom's side. On her dad's side, she has 2 cousins, a boy and girl cousin, they're older than Caroline and I. But anyway, and so she's really close with her female cousin, and she's really, really close with her. And I'm really close with her too, even though she's not my cousin. And so I said to Caroline today, because she was talking about her, she's going to see her this weekend. And I said, she doesn't live here in town. Neither one of them live here in town. When we were younger, all of us were real close because they would come and visit a lot. And so I said, who's your favorite cousin, Caroline? And she goes, and I said, this is an easy answer. And she goes, what's the answer? I go, well, obviously me. And she goes, but I love her too. And I go, and when you're with me, you tell me I'm your favorite cousin. And when you're with her, you tell her that you're her favorite cousin. Or that she's your favorite cousin. And Caroline goes, oh my God, we have to call her right now and tell her that you said that. I go, that's how you do it, Caroline. Anyway, but my mom got sober June 2nd. And I remember talking to her. God, I wish I remember. I just don't remember that time at all. I mean, I remember it, but I don't remember how my mom told me. I really don't. Have I said that in a vlog before? How she told me? Maybe I've forgotten. I don't know. But anyway, I remember what she said. It was after my uncle had his heart attack, because that was a huge part of it. I mean, that was probably 90% of why my mom got sober, because what she said is, if I live another 10 days or I live another 10 years, I want to improve the quality of my life. And she was like, and it had solely to do with the fact that my uncle had a heart attack. That was the sole reason she got sober. I mean, obviously, because she was felt that she was an alcoholic, but that was like the impetus for it. And so Caroline and I were talking about that today because I was like, I wonder when that was, because I mean, it had to have been in May, and because my mom got sober June 2nd, so it had to have been days before that. I mean, it was literally like he had the heart attack, and then my mom got sober like 2 or 3 days after that. I do remember that. And she's like, that is so strange, I don't remember at all. So, anyway, so Caroline's anniversary is this month, her 30-year wedding anniversary, and my mom would have been 30 years sober had she stayed alive and stayed sober on June 2nd, which is surreal. Which is surreal. So there's that. This coffee is not so great the next day. I don't put anything in my coffee anymore. I don't put Splenda. I don't put raw sugar. I don't put the liquids. I've actually thrown out quite a those bottles because I just sit in the refrigerator. I don't use them at all. I hardly ever put creamer anymore. It's kind of a fall thing if I do it. This is pretty bitter. At night, I don't really mind. And I have to tell you, the community coffee, all three of them, the New Orleans dark roast, the pecan praline is my absolute favorite. But the chicory one too, I like that one as well. It probably goes pecan praline, chicory, and then the dark roast. But they're all really, really good. I drink them while I'm watching The Pit at night because I drink coffee in The Pit. So it makes me feel like I'm, you know, as I'm watching. I like to drink things like while I'm watching movies that they drink in the movies. So anyway, I mean, obviously, unless it's alcohol because I don't drink alcohol. But anyway, so Caroline and I drove by Som Park today and it was open. So we were thinking about maybe going there one day. She's so busy. I said, Caroline, do not let this whole summer go by. Because she's like, I haven't even been to the pool yet this summer. I said, do not let this whole summer go by without going to the pool and stuff like that. So we're going to plan some pool days and whatever. She is getting ready to go to Michigan. Her friend and her husband built a house in Michigan in Charlevoix. So she goes up there to visit her like every 2 months, and she's going up there for a week, and she's really, really excited. It's a bunch of girls that are going up there. It's like 8 girls, and she's really excited about that. So, yeah, so that was today. She picked me up at 12:15, and I didn't film any videos before. In all honesty, it took me a while to kind of pull myself together because I felt so anxious when I woke up. I literally, like, it took me a while to pull myself together. And then by the time I did, I was like, you know, pulling an outfit together. I had, so I did this haul yesterday. It's real weird. So I did this haul yesterday, and I, like, 4 shirts from Abercrombie fit fine. Then there was this one that I got that was Willie Nelson. And it's like, so their shirts are either cropped, but they're not cropped like they don't show your stomach. They're cropped like they come right to the edge of your top of your jeans. This is not a cropped t-shirt. So this one hangs down to probably like past my pocket or by my pockets. This Whitney Houston one. This is an Abercrombie one. But this is extra large. So if I get a longer one, I get them in extra large. But the cropped ones are so baggy that I got large ones. So the large ones fit me perfect. Well, I got this Willie Nelson one that's like this, and I was like, this is too baggy, I think. But, so anyway, and then I bought these 2 shorts from Marine Layer, and I really liked the shorts, but I thought I bought them on sale, but I didn't. They were $88 and $98. I was like, oh, no. And so then I bought like 4 or 5 t-shirts that say like Chow on them, and like the St. Moritz, like Yacht Club, and, the Chateau Marmont, like Hollywood and stuff like that. Anyway, real cute t-shirts. But I didn't like them when I did the haul yesterday. So I didn't really know what to do. So last night I was like, you're returning this stuff. Like, you're not going to spend all this money and just let it sit here. So the Marine Layer stuff was real easy to return. I just packaged it up, went through and everything like that. And I'm not replacing them. I'm like, I think it gets replaced for like store credit. So I'll probably buy something else. I can't remember if I did store credit or if I just returns it to how I bought it. But anyway, I was like, you know, when I was looking at them, I don't know. I had been looking at these shorts forever. I was like, I think $100 a pair of shorts is a little outrageous. I can probably buy like 3 pairs of shorts somewhere else. Somebody said something about Old Navy on that video. They're like, you can get the same shorts at Old Navy. The thing is, like, the Birdwell shorts that I have that were corduroy, like, those shorts are expensive. They're like $60 or $70. They have lasted me multiple summers. And I mean, wearing them every day. I actually have a pair on right now. I have the green ones on. They're really, really well made, and they last forever. I have never had anything from Old Navy that lasts very long. And I don't love Old Navy stuff. That's just my thing. But I've never really had anything from Old Navy that lasts a really, really long time. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I haven't actually been in Old Navy in a long time. But the shorts that I got from Marine Layer are definitely made better than anything I have gotten at Old Navy. I just think $100 for a pair of shorts it's a lot. I actually wanted to look because I wanted to see if Birdwell, since I sent those shorts back, is having a sale. I mean, I've got enough shorts to get me through summer, but I think I got an email if they were having a sale. What is those shorts are horrible from Rowing Blazer. Birdwell Beach Breeches. Oh, what is Pendleton and Birdwell? You know I love those Pendleton brand. Oh, they do have a whole collection together. Do they have, oh my God, they have a Pendleton hat? Shop now. Watch, they won't have anything that I want on here. This. No products found. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, they're out there. I can hear them painting. No products found. Okay, well, the hat's cute. Why is there no new arrivals? Let's look at their new arrival stuff. Okay, board shorts. I can't stand board shorts. I look stupid in them, and I don't think they're comfortable. Board shorts, board shorts. They're cute, though. If you like board shorts, they have shorter ones, and they say Aloha on them, and they're $125. No, that's ridiculous. Oh, the Birdwell Beach. Oh, I like that bag. Canvas tote, $45. That's cute. All they have is board shorts, board shorts, board shorts. Their t-shirts are really, really long. I bought one for last year when we went for Alex's birthday to Mexico. God, their board shorts are so expensive, $100. Oh, here's another Birdwell. Oh, that one's Daydreaming Birdie Canvas Tote. Looks like Hawaii. That's cute, $45. Maybe they won't have any of the shorts that I need. That way, I won't be tempted to buy. Oh, no, they do. Oh, they are on sale. Oh, are these like... Oh my God, these are so cute. So I wanted a pair of like these light blue shorts. Oh, these are so cute. Are they... Balboa shorts. They are... They were $65 and they're now $40. Oh, they got navy blue ones. Oh, they're like. Oh, I'm gonna get some of those. Okay, we're doing that. We're gonna do that tonight. What else do they have? No, I don't like those shorts. Okay, those shorts are also cute. Do you know what is crazy? Is all those shorts that I got with the buttons and everything, they don't have any of those shorts anymore in here. That is so crazy. Hats. Like, I need a new hat. I actually think I bought a Birdwell hat last year. I bought a Grateful Dead Birdwell shirt. And it still doesn't fit me. Oh, here's a Grateful Dead Birdwell hat. No, I don't like any of their hats. Okay, but I do like those shorts, and those are on sale. So, t-shirts, jackets. What pants do they have? Do they have pants on sale right now? 3 pairs of men's pants. Oh, they are on sale. They're 33% off. Are they getting new? I can't believe. Tanya always is saying that she's going to buy, oh, Caroline too, for their sons, these shorts because they love these shorts so much. What sweaters do they have? One sweater. They have nothing on their website. Oh, their sweater is, it was $175. It's marked down to $87.50. I don't even really like it that well. I mean, it's cute, but I don't like it in the color. It's like this oatmeal color. Anyway. Running around with Caroline was fun today. I got all my groceries for the next 5 days or 6 days or so. Got everything that I need. So I'm completely set for that. And got all my meals from Trader Joe's. I'm loving the Trader Joe's salads. They fill me up. I usually eat them with like a yogurt or cottage cheese. And then I make like a plant-based like hamburger patty or two. I don't have any more crackers left. I can't have the crackers. So I have these cheese and cracker things, wheat and cheese. They really weren't that like high calorie or anything, but they obviously weren't too healthy for me. I was like, I'm not buying any more once I go through them. I actually was eating cottage cheese with them because it reminded me, I used to eat cottage cheese with potato chips. And so I went through those. I don't really have anything in the house that's that bad to eat. I got a bunch of the vegan jerky because if I'm hungry late at night, from like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning to like 4 or 5 if I stay up. I shared in my Peter Dustin video today, I think I compared it like, it's like a vampire being bloodthirsty in the middle of the night. Like, I am that hungry. Like, I mean, literally, like, I don't know if it's just because I used to graze. I mean, that has always been, so where am I at on time? I cannot be that. Oh my God, I am almost at 50 minutes. That's crazy. You know, like so I'm trying to not eat past like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And, so I don't know what it is, but like, I always have been hungry. But what I would do, and this is of course why I never lost any weight and did anything, was about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I would get so hungry. Recently, well not recently, before I started eating healthier, like I'd say like a month ago or 2 months ago, I was getting like cheese curds, mozzarella cheese sticks, stuff like that, and I'd have them in the freezer. And so about 2 o'clock in the morning, I would go in there and fry up literally like 10 mozzarella sticks. I was so hungry. And then I'd beat myself up, and then I'd just be like, forget it. And I would like, whatever candy I had in the house, I'd eat, whatever. I'll be like, okay. I mean, that's just been why I have not done great on the weight loss thing always, because I'll just be like, tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. So I don't have any of that stuff. Oh, you know what? I want to get cucumbers today to put them in vinegar, and I forgot to do that. Between like 1 and I would say 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm like ravenous. Like I am like, oh my God, I gotta eat something. If I'm watching a TV show and they start eating stuff in the TV show, it's like all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God. But to be honest with you, like I could go have a cottage cheese, I could do whatever, but like that doesn't sound that great to me. So this vegan plant-based beef jerky that I get at Fresh Time, it's a Louisville jerky company or something. They have like 5 or 6 different flavors. It's $6.79 for a package, okay? Which is more expensive than anything at Fresh Time. But a package will last me about 4 days. If I eat a couple pieces, it's just like, all of a sudden, it's just like, I'm fine. And I don't know why. And I will say this, it's not super, it's healthy, but it's not like super healthy, or, you know? It's jerky, but it's not like high in protein jerky, because it's plant-based, right? It's not the healthiest thing in the entire world, but it's not unhealthy. And so when I'm craving something, that's kind of like my go-to lately. It's better than Reese's Cups, which I get out of this house as soon as I do the reviews for. So anyway, got all my groceries and stuff like that. I can't think of where else we went. Went to the post office today. I'm gonna do a post office unboxing tomorrow or Friday. I've been like trying to like, because I keep on forgetting every week to do it, and then I've been like, the boxes have been piling up in the garage. I think I have like 5 or 6 boxes, because you know I like do unboxings on. So for everything I ever get at the post office, I always do an unboxing. I actually didn't have anything at the post office today. I just had to mail the marine layer thing back. The woman at the post office today, it was a new woman. She was really sweet. And she was like, oh my God, I forgot. Okay, I have to talk about this. But anyway, I'm glad I mentioned this. But when I was at the post office, because I didn't know, I don't do returns very often. So I like had it all like, you know, like duct taped and stuff on there. And I was like, I just want to make sure I did it fine. She's like, yeah. She's like, next time you can just put it in there. You don't have to wait in line. And I was like, yeah, but I was just wanting to make sure that I did it fine. Because you did a really good job. She's like, I was like, oh, gold star. Thank you. But anyway, when I was walking out of the post office, I was like, there was like this woman that was in there with me, and she was like, I noticed that she was kind of like, she kept on looking back at me. So then when I walked out, I like walked past her car, and she got out of her, I was like walking to Caroline's car, and because Caroline always parks far away. I'm like, girl, I'm getting my steps in today. So anyway, she parked, so I was walking to Caroline's car, and she opened her door, and she goes, Peter? And I turned around, and I was like, yeah, and she looked kind of familiar to me. I was like, how do I know her? Like, how do I know? So anyway, and she was like, my friend watches all your videos. So her name was Hillary. So Hillary, I want to give a shout out to Hillary. I don't know if Hillary watches any of my videos, but her friend Erica, she said, watches all my videos. Erica from Tennessee. So she was like, my friend watches all your videos. She loves you. I was like, oh my God, thank you. She was like, can we take a picture and send it to her? I was like, yeah, absolutely. I felt so bad because I've been chewing gum all day long. So I had just taken my gum out. I was like, oh my God, I hope my breath smelled good. But anyway, so she took a picture and all this kind of stuff. And she was like, yeah, she's coming up here. She's going to hang out with me for a couple days this weekend. And she told me we're going to go to Cafe Patachu for brunch because that's where Peter and Alex go. It was so sweet. I was like, oh my God. So Erica, if you are watching this, thank you so much for watching my video. Well, thank you to all of you, but Erica, thank you for watching my videos. And I told Hillary, I hope you guys have fun at Cafe Patachu. If you see me there, if we happen to be there, please come up and say hi. I told Hillary today, I said, oh, she was like, I got a cameo for her a couple years ago from you. And she's like, the message was so sweet. I loved it. I was like, oh my God, thank you. You didn't have to do that. I I said, nobody ever comes up to me in public and says like, I mean, it's not like I have 10 million followers or anything, you know what I mean? But I was like, nobody hardly ever comes up and says hi to me in public. I said, you've totally made my day. She was so sweet. She was really, really sweet. So that made my day today. So we went to Costco, went to Trader Joe's, went to Fresh Time, went to some boutiques that Caroline wanted to go to and stuff. And then I came home. So when I was at Trader Joe's, I got so tired at Trader Joe's. Caroline was going on and on and on about, there was like 5 people there all fighting for parking spaces. And it was like it was weird because like 3 of them were in scrubs. And she was like, they must be doctors because they're in scrubs. And I said, you know what's so funny about that? Is I said, they're probably not doctors. Because my dad used to always say, whenever I'd see somebody when I was a kid in scrubs, and he'd say, no doctor wears scrubs outside the hospital because they don't even want to be noticed as a doctor. He'd always laugh about that. But anyway, but it was all these people that were like backing into parking spaces. And Caroline goes, and I'm like literally like this. And we were going to Trader Joe's for me to get the salads and stuff. She didn't even have to go in. She did. But I'm like this. I'm like falling asleep as she's like finding a parking space. And she's getting so upset. And she goes, what are they, spies? And I go, what are you talking about? She's like, all these people like backing into parking spaces. She's like, I didn't even understand what she said. She goes, you either like have to back out when you leave or back out when you come. She's like, what's the hurry, the rush? Because I always think that people that back into parking spaces, like, are they spies? Like they have to get out of the parking space real quick. I didn't even understand it until we were in Trader Joe's. I'm looking at the salads and I go, oh, spies. I'm slow with jokes, you guys. I'm real slow with jokes. So anyway, we went to Trader Joe's and Caroline's standing in the middle of the store. All these people are walking around and she's like this on her phone. I go, what are you doing? She goes, answering emails. I go, did you even need anything in here? She goes, yeah, this cheese. And she threw it in my basket. Then she has this waffle cookie crunch bar that she loves. They have the checkout counter. And I said to her, I go, I'll get your cheese stuff for you. She's like, no, I'm going to get it because I want it. And she was like hiding this candy bar. I go, oh, how's the Weight Watchers going? She goes, shut up. We're not doing Weight Watchers today. I said, okay, Carol. She loves this candy bar. It's so chocolate. It's like a Kit Kat, but it's Trader Joe's version of a Kit Kat. I looked through all the flowers today because I wanted to get more flowers because my hydrangeas are almost like kind of done. Well, I wouldn't say that, but I thought if I get more flowers today, then I'll have 2 things of flowers, and I was going to get them and spread them out in different vases and stuff like that. They didn't really have any. They had sunflowers. I really wanted some daisies today. They had sunflowers, but the sunflowers didn't smell at all, and it was like 2 to 3 of us. They were kind of, I mean, the heads weren't small on them, but like, I don't know, they just, none of their flowers were that expensive. They're all between like $3.99 and $5.99 for like a stem, like a big stem, you know. But then they had a bouquet. They had a summer bouquet that was $5.99 and a summer bouquet that was $9.99. But I just didn't like either one of them. I thought they just looked, they were like I'm not a big fan of carnations or roses, and they had both. They were pretty, but I was like, they'll brighten up the house a little bit, I guess. But I was smelling them. I want really fragrant flowers in the house. My favorite are stargazer lilies. Alex absolutely cannot stand the smell of stargazer lilies, so very rarely do I get them. But they didn't have any there anyway. So, does anybody know a really fragrant, fresh flower that you can get from like a flower store? Let me know what smells up your entire house, because that's what I want to get. So I got some candles there too. So then we came home and we were talking on the way home. I was so relaxed. And she pulled into the driveway and the car was just like kind of idling, and she goes, how much stuff do you have? I go, I really don't have that much stuff because I didn't get that much stuff today. And I go, can I just close my eyes? I'm so relaxed right now. And I look over, I closed my eyes for a second, I looked over, and Caroline's like, we both had our eyes closed just sitting in the driveway. I go, let me get this stuff up, because if I don't, I said, I'm gonna fall asleep. So I don't know if it's I'm relaxed. I don't feel tired, but I do feel like I could lay down and go to sleep and take a nap, which is what my plan is. My plan is to take a nap tonight, and then I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk. Okay, so for those of you that do not know, a couple people, I think somebody commented on the video, and a couple people sent it to me on Instagram and my DMs last night. Love Island started last night. Love Island US. So if you don't remember, my husband is absolutely obsessed with Love. He started it last year, and it just like, I didn't realize it was the summer like Big Brother, but he's obsessed with it. So last night when I got done vlogging, that was when I took my nap and stuff like that. He was like, oh, by the way, Love Island starts at 9 o'clock tonight. He goes, so from 9 on, that's going to be my focus. In case you want to watch something, we need to watch it earlier. And I go, I don't have anything to watch. We literally have RuPaul's Drag Race in Atlanta. And I said, are you excited that he was like, I'm so excited. Him and all of his girlfriends watch it. He goes, do you want to watch it this year with me? And I really was thinking about it. I said, let me watch one episode by myself. So this was the conversation. I said, so it's on. I go, tonight, right? This is the premiere. And he goes, yeah. And I said, okay. Because he said, well, I watched Big Brother last year. And I go, are you going to watch it this year? He goes, probably not. He didn't really love Big Brother, you know, whatever. And so, different strokes for different folks, I guess. But, so I said, he goes, do you want to watch it with me? Okay, the problem is this, is he's going to want to watch it the second it comes out, and that's going to probably be when I want to nap. I said, I might watch it so we have something to talk about, but I'll probably watch it later at night. I didn't realize it's like a long show, okay? And I said to him, I said, so like, is it like once or twice a week? He goes, it's every night. And I go, what do you mean it's every night? He goes, it's Monday through Friday. The camera stopped. I cannot believe that I am at the hour mark already. The battery hasn't gone to the halfway mark either, which is kind of crazy. This must be a really good battery. And so I said, it's on every night. When does it run till? I should look and see. But anyway, he was like, yeah, it's Monday through Friday, except for this week. And he goes, and then he said, and tonight is starting late. It's delayed, but it's supposed to be really good. And he goes, but then they do after shows. And he goes, and then I watch all the TikToks of like all the people talking about it. I think he was up till like 1 o'clock in the morning last night, or 2 o'clock in the morning, watching all this Love Island stuff. He's obsessed. He and all of his girlfriends are texting the whole time through the show. I said, you know what? I think this is a show for you and your girlfriends. I walked in the bedroom a couple times. He's like, well, I was downstairs reading, and he's got his AirPods in while he's watching it. So I'd be sitting here and I was like, you know, reading all these scary books, and all of a sudden he'd start laughing and he'd be like, yeah, tell him, girl. So at one point I walked upstairs. I mean, everybody on the show is absolutely super attractive, first of all, right? And I go, oh my God, I forgot to tell you guys something so funny that happened at Costco today. So I said, who are you talking to? And he goes, oh, this girl on Love Island. I love her already. I can't remember who she is. But anyway, I don't know that I ever knew her name, but anyway, she's very pretty. So, so he's loving it. He's in his element. And so I said to him today, so I was going to watch it last night. I was going to watch the first episode of Love Island, but I didn't. So today, I texted him. He was telling me to tell Caroline. I said hi. He's like, what are you guys up to? Just running errands. And I said, is your Love Island on again tonight? He said, yes. And I said, yay. He goes, it should be on every day except Mondays or Wednesdays, but this week is every day. And I said, oh my Lord. And he said, LOL. He's so excited about it. Okay, when we were at Costco today, so I was looking through like the comforters and stuff to see if they had that comforter that I wanted a month ago that they didn't have in a king size, and they still don't have. They have like 2 left in this rust peach color and like a queen size. Anyway. I was like, I love the comforter so much. I was like, is there anywhere that I was like, do not buy this. You do not. We have a king bed. It's like a California king. This is not going to fit. So anyway, so I'm going and looking for Caroline, right? So she's like coming through, like, if you've been in Costco, it's like every Costco I think is the same. So it's like the baked goods, and then you come into like the freezer section where like the pretty much roasted chickens are, and the salads and all that stuff. And they have all this other kind of stuff. There's this girl. She looked like she had just had a BBL like yesterday. I mean, it was literally like, bow, like that, okay? And she's like, I didn't get it, okay? But Caroline is having me walk, so I'm pushing Caroline's car, and she's like in front of the car, but she's kind of like walking backwards. So I'm seeing this happen, right? And her boyfriend, the girl was probably like 25, and her boyfriend's like older than me, okay? So anyway, but dressed very similar to me. I mean, not with a Whitney Houston t-shirt on, but. And he's standing, so we're walking through, and on one side is like the big chicken pot pies, the big Caesar salads, the big lasagnas, and she's on the freezer side of it, okay? It's like a deli section at a grocery store. And on the other side is where they keep, remember all those dips I used to get? It's like aisles of dips, okay? So he's standing over there with his phone, and he's taking a picture of her. And she's got her butt way up, and she's sitting on the end of it, like on the cooler, and she's doing this kind of stuff. Like, it's so cold on her butt, right? And I go, Caroline, you are totally missing this. And so, I mean, she's like doing a full-on photo shoot in Costco with this guy, okay? She had the shortest booty shorts on I'd ever seen in my entire life, okay? And she had real nice figure, she did. But she had the shortest booty shorts on in the entire world, and she had on this like white tank top. And so she's doing all this stuff like she's sitting on the freezer and it's so cold on her butt. But it's like, this is going on for like 5 minutes, okay? She's like, so we walk by, and Caroline looks, literally, we like are pushing the cart by her, and she's like, as we're pushing it by her, literally like, she's like this far away from me, okay, as we're pushing the cart by, and as we're pushing it by, she's doing the looks and all this kind of stuff, and Caroline looks right at her. She's like on her phone, and she like, Caroline, here, she's got her reading glasses on like this, right, and Caroline's like this, and she goes, what is going on? Right at her! And the girl don't miss a beat. She's like this. So then, I cannot stop looking, right? So we go around the corner so that Caroline can get all of her like jugs of water and stuff that she needs to get and eggs. And I turn around. She's now shifted places with him. He's at the other side. And she's by the dips and stuff like that. And she's acting like she's real cold. And she's like, whew. I didn't even understand it. But like everybody was watching her. It was the most bizarre thing. Okay, so then I go into Fresh Time, and Caroline doesn't go in, and she's like, I come out, and I go, you will never guess who I ran into at the Fresh Time. Because they were like literally right by me, and I look up, and they're like, we're friends now because we're both at the Costco. I didn't even know they recognized me. I go, the girl doing the photo shoot. She goes, was that Fresh Time? I go, yeah. So anyway. So came home, and then I filmed. I wasn't even going to do a haul video because it was like, I was so tired when I got home. I just was ready to lay down. If Boo Radley was still here, I would have taken him outside, and we would have gone right upstairs. Boo Radley, he was such a distraction for taking a nap. I can remember back in the day, I'd be so tired in the middle of the afternoon. I'd be like, Boo, let's just lay down for like an hour or two. I mean, he'd always want to. It's his fault. Boo always wanted to. He's his own person. He'd take his nap. Never. I miss him so much. The other night, I started looking at these pictures and videos of Boo Radley, and then he is such a cute guy, wasn't he? He was just such a cute dog. Such a little cute dog. But I started looking at all these pictures and videos of Pee-Pee and Tucker and Boo, and after Pee-Pee was gone, and all these pictures. I don't know. I miss those little guys so much. I really miss them. Yesterday, 2 people. Did I tell you guys this already? Maybe it happened after I vlogged. I don't know. 2 people sent me dog stuff yesterday. One of them was a miniature golden doodle that they're trying to rehome because the owner passed away. Yeah, dog is real sweet. She sent me all these pictures of the dog, and oh, she's real sweet. But then she said she was thinking about maybe getting her. But anyway, I was like, no, I'm not ready for that. And then the other one was Chihuahua puppies that were up for rescue. And I was like, after Pee-Pee passed away, I always wanted a Chihuahua puppy. But I feel like I'll know when it's time. It just doesn't feel like time right now. But people reach out to me all the time. These neighbors, these 2 sisters of mine that adopted these dogs that were rehomed, their brother and sister, these 2 dogs. The one dog looks just like Boo Radley, but bigger. Well, he's what'd she say, a Yorkie poo? But the coloring is the same as Boo and stuff like that. Battery just went to the halfway mark. I probably would have rescued that dog. If like that dog, like if somebody sent that to me, I probably would have rescued it. He's so cute. Anyway, I miss having little dogs around the house. Little guys around the house, so sweet. So yeah, got home, did the haul, and then put all the stuff away while I was uploading, and got some stuff done around the house, changed some laundry out, cleaned up the bedroom for when Alex comes home so he can just relax, and then now I'm vlogging. And I can't believe, I thought maybe today this would be kind of a short vlog. Look at how much sun I got the last 2 days. My hair was like, people thought the thumbnail was funny. You guys were so sweet about that thumbnail with my hair. Should I do another one? I sometimes like to wear my hat high on my head like this. That's kind of a cute thumbnail, don't you think? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Last night, took a wonderful nap. So I got up, I think I don't even remember when it was, Love Island time, sometime around, no, I don't remember. Anyway, but he stayed upstairs and watched Love Island last night. Then I took a shower, put on my comfy pajamas, came down here, lit the candles. I actually did my prayers and my meditations early last night. Talked to Nikki, talked to Tanya, talked to somebody else. And then I started reading really early last night. Oh my God, I started a new book. I actually replaced the Cozy Mystery that I was looking up yesterday, but I did go in. Do you guys remember on Audible? So when I was looking at the books yesterday just to do a follow-up. So I bought the Reese Witherspoon book, which is called The Phoenix Pencil Company. And then Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid came out yesterday. So did What Kind of Paradise. And then the one called A Very Woodsy Murder. Oh, the battery is flashing. Let me go get another battery and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Alex is on his way home, so I'm probably not going to vlog a whole lot longer. Ooh, this battery is hot. But I did bring my books over to show you guys my books. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, the Audible. I want to show you guys what I got on Audible. So the new Taylor Jenkins Reid book, Atmosphere, came out yesterday, so I got that, What Kind of Paradise. And then I bought the Reese Witherspoon book, The Phoenix Pencil Company, which I read to you guys yesterday. But you remember that Cozy Mystery series that I got called A Very Woodsy Murder, looked up, called A Very Woodsy Murder? The second one comes out, it just says in 2025, so I bought the first one on Audible, and it's 8 hours and 39 minutes by Ellen Byron. A Very Woodsy Murder. And then I bought online, I don't even remember where I bought them, what's his name? I have the book right here. Kelly. Oh no, I put it over my list because I stopped reading it last night because I added another book. I bought because I have the first book in the Literal Mess series, which is called the Alley something series, Alley Coffee series or something like that. They're all out of Indiana, his books. And so then I bought, no. One of them is in Louisiana. I bought the first, that's a 3-book series. So I bought the first book in that series and I bought the first book in the other series. Okay, so the book that I added last night, I took that book out and I added this one. So there is this, let me look it up and see what it's called, if I can even find it. Hold on, it's called like, you know what, I'm gonna have to wait until it comes up and then I will screenshot it and show you. Oh, you know what, maybe I did do that. Hold on a second. Oh, I screenshot this series last night called After the End by Sam Fries, books 1 through 7. Has anybody heard of it? Is it any good? I don't know. Okay. So, where is the book? These are new books that are coming out that were on Jordy's book club. Notes on Infinity, Great Black Hope, Park Avenue, Lisa Jewell, Don't Let Him In, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I don't know if I've ever made it through a V.E. Schwab book before. And The Compound by Aisling Rowell. They're supposed to be really good. Okay. What is this website? Let me tell you, because I ordered the book from here. Is that it? No, that's the Adam Cesar book. Okay. No, I can't find it. Hold on. Here it is. Okay, so the website is called Society for Unusual Books. And they're real different books. And so this is the Lonely Podcast. And so it came a couple days ago. And so I started it last night. I actually just read the first chapter of it. And so it's a Lonely Broadcast by Kel Byron. Apparently she she wrote ghost stories on some scary Reddit thread and then she turned it into a book. It's actually really good. It's about this woman and I don't really know where it takes place. It feels like it takes place in Pine Haven Forest, but it feels like it takes place, it says something about Kentucky, so maybe the Midwest, but it feels like it takes place on the Pacific Northwest. So she gets a job, okay, as a radio host in this radio station in this tower. But when the fog rolls through, she has to do this alert. And then all this weird stuff happens. These birds fly into the window. It's really scary, you guys. But I only read one chapter, but I like it. And I like supporting independent authors too. So this is A Lonely Broadcast by Kel Byron, okay? So what was that website called? Strange and Unusual Books or something like that. So if you're looking for some kind of different books, here it is. Societyforunusualbooks.com. Let's look this up. I'm not getting those shorts from Birdwell anymore. See, that's how fast. Societyforunusualbooks.com. Okay. Oh, see, they have tons of books over here. I didn't even look through all these books. New releases, and they're all just really like independent writers and really different books. And so I ordered 2 from there. What was the other book? It's in the kitchen. It's like about this boy and his dog. Alex is texting me again. Hold on a second. I went through this whole website when I ordered the book. But anyway, what is the book that I got called? I could have just got it from the kitchen, but I didn't. Oh, I didn't see this. It says LGBTQI plus voices. Oh, that's interesting. How do you go back into this? Shop new releases. About the society. Okay. Welcome, initiate, to the Society for Unusual Books. We're not your average bookshop, and we're proud of it. Founded in 2023 by the bookseller herself, our mission is to help our readers discover titles they otherwise wouldn't by placing special focus on small press and independently published titles. To help you find your next great read, we also curate hyper-specific and thematic reading recommendation lists. Oh, that rotate regularly. I didn't see all this the other day. We believe that, because I ordered it from my phone. Okay. We believe that reading should be an adventure. That's why we carefully select a diverse range of books that will transport you to new worlds without the need for a spaceship or a time machine. Although we do provide rentals to members, should you need one. Oh, this is cute. While we exist only on the internet for now, we hope you know how welcome you are here, whoever you might be. We're passionate about the experience we create, one that's personally curated by our bookseller, not an algorithm. Oh, by supporting our small business, you're encouraging authors and presses and a dream. Thank you for your support, patronage, and encouragement. So curated by the bestseller. The bookseller recommends holiday horrors and tales for the cold, LGBTQI plus voices and visibility. These are all the lists that she has. I can't remember what the other one has, but it's about a boy and a dog and their relationship. Anyway, so go check that out. It is the Society for Unusual Books.com. I know people are going to ask in the comment section, what did he say? The Society for Unusual Books.com. Okay. So then I read for like 2.5 hours last night. So then I read the first couple chapters of, well, I had read the first one already, of R.L. Stine's The Surprise Party. It's cheesy, but I'm going to keep reading it. It's good. I mean, it's okay. It's what you would expect. And Thrift Books, I ordered the first 3 books in the series. I think the first one's called The New Girl. But there's like, you can buy a book that has the first 3 Fear Street books in it. So I bought that on Thrift Books last night. Okay, then I read like 4, what chapter am I on? I read like 5 chapters, Point of Impact by Kyla Stone. So I really, really like this one. It's very similar to Edge of Collapse, the other Kyla Stone series, but this one takes place in Miami. And it's this girl, and I think she is like 19 or 20, and her sister doesn't speak, and she's in foster care. And so she's trying to get her sister because a nuclear war happens. So I read that last night. I read 2 chapters in Ice Planet Barbarians. Okay, I just need to have this conversation with you guys right now, for all of you that recommended this book to me. I'm a little embarrassed to be talking about this book at the pool, okay? So I got to the 2nd chapter. I'm now in like maybe I read more than that. To where Vectel takes Georgie to a cave to warm her up. And warm her up he does with his tongue. It's very provocative. I'm not an erotica reader, but it's erotica. It is 100% erotica. I'm not a prude either, but I got a little embarrassed reading it last night. I was like, what is going on with this book? She's talking about his horns and his big hands and his tongue and the ridges on his tongue and what they were doing. And oh my God, I was like, what am I reading? But then I couldn't stop. I just kept on reading. So then I read 2 chapters in Clown in the Cornfield. I am loving this book. Okay, I bought book 2 because I love this book so much. This is such a fun read. Much better than his video night one that I read. And then I read 15 pages because I'm trying to do between 10 and 15 pages a night of Late Migrations. This one was good. She talks in here about how she did a semester in Philadelphia at her graduate program. And then she also talks about, she went home for Thanksgiving. I think this book is supposed to be about like, her starting when she was a kid, and then it goes through like when she gets married and has kids. I think I finally figured it out. And so she's talking about how she hates Philadelphia, and it's constantly all you hear is the traffic, and you can't hear the birds, and it starts off with Redbird Sundown. It talks about the redbird flying through the sky. I mean, it's mixed between that and then Twilight. I went to a land-grant university, and then she talks about going to Philadelphia, moving in this apartment. It was so hot and all this kind of stuff. It was like an 84. In which my grandmother tells the story of the day she was shot. And it's all of these about in which her grandmother tells her the story are literally in her grandmother's words. Like, she recorded them and then wrote them in the book. And they're so cool. And so it's about her grandmother talking about how she was at this gas station. This guy came in. And then I added back to my list Fangirl, the manga. And look, I was like I was like in 50 pages in, and now I think I have 40 pages left. I sat and read this for like 45 minutes last night. I'm going to finish it. And then I have the fourth one. Do you know what I think it is about this book? I realized last night. When I read Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell originally. So if you don't know, Rainbow Rowell is an author. She wrote tons of young adult, tons of adult books. I love her books. The last one, Slow Dance, which was actually one of Reese Witherspoon's books, I have not read yet, but I love her books. Well, she turned Fangirl into manga. So I liked him at first, but I'm kind of past it now, and the story just kind of drags on and on and on. It's literally the exact same story, but turned into like a graphic novel. It's good. I'm just kind of over the story of Fangirl at this point. I mean, anyway. So that's what I read last night. And then when I got done with that, I was waiting to watch. I was going to watch 1,000 Pound Sisters last night because it was the finale. But for some reason, it didn't record. I don't know why. And then I was waiting to watch it when it came out on HBO Max, and it never did. And I also wanted to watch 1,000 Pound, new show, 1,000 Pound Roomies, and it didn't come on. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to, I was going to do it. If I did a Peter Watches TV video today, I was going to do one of my 6 true crime shows, like Bakersfield 3 and Southern Fried Lies, and there's another one that I haven't done my reactions to those yet, and now I'll probably forget. I got the Sherry Papini one I want to do, The Mortician, but only one episode of The Mortician is out already. And then there was something else that I wanted to watch to cover. See how? At the garage door. Anyway, but I ended up watching like 3 or 4 hours of The Pit. I'm at the beginning of episode 7 of The Pit. I am loving it. Absolutely loving it. I cry. Did you guys cry watching The Pit? I cry so much. It is so good. It is so good. It is like one of those shows that like, I feel like I'm getting kind of late to shows. Like, people say you should watch this show, and then, I mean, Caroline today, she watched it all like every week that it came out. I said I have to wait till the show's all out. She was like, are you loving it? I said, it is so good. I mean, I literally cry like every episode. It talks a lot about addiction on there. There's like somebody that's sober that works in the emergency room, and she even says in there, she says I'm a friend of Bill's, which is what we say, you know, in recovery, let other people know. And it's just very, very real. Those are the painters. It's just very, very real. I love it. I'm absolutely in love with The Pit. Somebody said to me yesterday, they either direct messaged me or they said you just need to take an entire day and not do anything else but just binge watch. I could. And there's very few shows that I feel that way about, but The Pit is definitely one of them because it all takes place in 24 hours, like in one day, one shift. Alex said the show 24 is like that too. I never watched that. I'm not a fan of Kiefer Sutherland. But is that true? Because I might, if it all takes place in one day, I might be. I know when I say that, people will be like, you never watched 24. I never watched 24. But anyway, I like that it takes place all in one day, you know? I don't know. It's just really, really good. So it's like it starts at 7 a.m. So it's like 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And then the next episode is 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. I am so into it. I am so, so, so into it. I'm glad I started it the other night because my friend told me. I want to look at this about this society. I got to look in here at these books and stuff. I want to see the LGBTQA plus Voices of Visibility that she's got on here that she picked. The Wood. We mostly come out at night. 45 queer tales of monsters, angels, and other creatives. Creatures. Someone you can build a nest in. Ooh, some of these books they're all scary books. Kind of rural. Flowers from the Void. They all look like scary books. Oh, there's three pages of this. Whew. Sorcery and Small Magics. I'm gonna have to go through these and read these. These look good. Anyway, what is this one? Awakened. I'm gonna go through these and read what these are about. Winter's Orbit. Oh, that's like a series because it says the Revolution universe. One match can light up an empire. Oh, that's science fiction-y kind of stuff. Out There, Into the Queer New Yonder. What is this? Oh, it's an anthology. I'm not a big lover of anthologies. The only one I really like was that Stephanie Perkins, This Much I Know Is True, the Christmas, the holiday one, and then the summer one. My True Love Gave to Thee. No, it wasn't This Much I Know Is True. My True Love Gave to Thee, and the summer one, I can't remember what it's called. Explore new and familiar worlds where the human consciousness can be uploaded into a body on Mars. An alien helps a girl decide if she should tell her best friend how she feels. Two teens get stuck in time loop at a space station. Bored. Bored. So tonight I'm going to lay down and take a nap right when he gets home. I'm going to get this render and get it uploaded. And then when I get up for my nap, I'm going to take a walk and listen to my audiobook. And then I'm going to take a shower, and then I'm going to get my comfy clothes on and read. Tomorrow, I get to sleep in. Tomorrow, I get to sleep in, and then today, all I did was film this video, and I filmed my Peter Does Stuff video haul. But tomorrow, I will be back on filming on most of my channels. Tomorrow, definitely, I'm going to do the Alex Cross book, and I'm pointing over there because I also want to show all the books that I pulled for summer. So, oh, I'm also going to add Witch's Sister to this tonight, too, because I want to start that. I want to start and get that series done this year. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to try to at least, I might start with my booktube video and my Peter Wisdom's video because I haven't posted over there in a couple days. And then my other channels as well. So that's tomorrow. Another relaxing day. It's supposed to rain. It's supposed to pour all day tomorrow. Which you know because we already, anyway, I'm getting off here now. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I don't know when the painters are going to get done, but we will return back to the front porch once they do. I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. You made it halfway through the week. If your week is Monday through Friday, I guess. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena. Happy summer to everybody.